Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's the full love reading, the Celtic Cross spread. What's going on in your love life at the moment? Let's find out, and what's coming up for you as well. I've made 3 readings here. It's a timeless reading. Whenever you get into it is good. The crystal, the flower, and the shell. Each one of them's got a deeper dive. In the deeper dive, I'm going to be revealing to you the outcome cards from your Celtic Cross spread. I'll also be getting cards out from these love decks back here as well to give you more clarity about all of that, a bit of guidance about it, and a possible timing card out as well. So if you're interested in that toward the end of each of these readings, I'll be popping a link for the deeper dive up there. There's also a link for the deeper dive in the description box and in the comments below. And that's where you can also find your timestamps to fast forward to your reading. So all you need to do now is take a pick. Which one would you like? I went for the purple theme today. We've got an amethyst here, or the flower. Interesting that I said and there. There are similarities between these two. If you were attracted to both of them, of course, watch both of them. Or the shell, another purple thing. Take your pick now. Don't forget to click like on this video down there as you're watching, and leave a comment as well. Love hearing from you. Really helps my channel out. Click on the subscribe button with that notification bell to hear more from me as well. I do 3 of these love pick a card reads a week. I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show where I give mini reads for donations, and I also make a daily energy update as well for the collective. So enjoy your reading. I'll see you in there. So if you chose the crystal, this amethyst, and the Tarot of Mystical Moments, then this reading is for you. Let's give you a full Celtic Cross spread crystals for your love life at the moment, see what's going on. Now, as usual, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That is an extended reading that goes with this, so if you find that it is your story, it could be a story, you might want to get that, because in that I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this Celtic Cross spread. I will also be pulling out cards from all of these romance texts that I've got along the back here and the back shelves to give you more clarity on all of that as well, and see perhaps a timing card as well if that's applicable. So let's get into it. Crystals, if you're interested in that deeper dive toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments as well. So let's get into it. What is this reading all about for you guys? What's going on in your love life at the moment? 9 of Cups. Nice. This is your wish fulfillment. This reading is all about your wish fulfillment, your wishes in love. Finally getting what you want in love this time. Your wishes fulfilled. That means not just fulfilling someone else's wishes by you being in relationship with them and you having to compromise or give your energy out and not really get back what you want. It's your turn this time. It's you getting your wishes fulfilled this time, not at the expense of someone else, because that wouldn't be a balanced relationship, but hopefully both of you getting your wishes fulfilled this time. So this reading could be about you advocating for your wishes and what you want in a relationship. So you're going for more of someone that can love you as well. You know that you can love someone else, but you want to choose someone that can love you properly too, right? What's hindering you in this and getting your wishes fulfilled? What's hindering you at the moment? Just manifesting it. Oh, the slowness of manifesting it. Okay. So it's been a long time coming, right? You've had to learn a lot of lessons along the way to actually manifest this in. The 6 of Swords is that card of getting out of choppy waters. So in other words, you've been in a lot of relationships and near misses and that kind of thing where you haven't been getting your wishes fulfilled. It's been slow going. It's been a very lengthy process of you learning like how to, well, and healing yourself first of all, but then getting empowered to make better and better decisions for yourself. You've been learning what you've been doing wrong in the past, and that's a slow process that we go through, right? If we didn't have those good role models in the first place who taught us some good sense about all of these things, or perhaps like me, you didn't have good role models, but the stuff that they told you was correct, so they might have been telling you to choose someone that's good for you and that kind of thing. You know, you might have had that grandmother kind of influence saying, you know, don't, you know, like take your time over it. Take your time over it. Not don't take your time over it, but take your time over it. Get to know someone first. You know, old school kind of stuff. But the role models that you had around you weren't doing that. They could have been doing something very different. They could have been in different kinds of relationships. And so perhaps, even though you had the right advice, you didn't take that advice because you thought, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to follow my heart, that kind of thing. There was something that you didn't like about the way that they were actually actioning it in themselves that made you not believe in the advice that they gave, even if it might have been sound advice. So what I'm getting from this is that what's hindering you here is that it just might have taken you a long time to get around to believing that sound advice, even though the people that gave you that advice weren't actioning it in the right way. It just shows, doesn't it? It's not what we say, it's what we do. Right? We've got to walk our talk, otherwise it doesn't work. So anyway, it's been a long time coming, this, you getting your wish fulfillment, because you had to go through all of these lessons. So it's just felt like it's taken you a long time to manifest this. Your wish is coming true within a relationship. So how do things appear on the face of it at the moment? We've got the Three of Swords, it's a bit heartbreaking, and the Four of Swords, and you're having to, so in this healing phase, having to heal from heartbreak. Good that both of these cards came out, because we don't like the Three of Swords by itself. Always better with the progression. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, because the Three of Swords is a heartbreak, and then the Four of Swords is the healing from that heartbreak. So you're very much on the face of it in this healing process at the moment, and you might just be over that now. It's like, when's it my turn? You know, I've been healing for so many years, becoming more and more aware of myself. Why is it just like lesson after lesson? Why can't I have my wishes fulfilled in a relationship too? It's about time, isn't it? It feels like, crystals, it's your turn now. It's about time you reap some rewards from all of this hard work that you've been putting in to yourself and into your learning. All of the failed relationships and all of those gnarly lessons that you've been having, you know? It's your turn now for your wishes to be fulfilled. Seems to come so easy to so many people, right? But not to you. Nine of Swords, what's really behind that is there's a lot of anxiety behind that. So there's a part of you that doesn't believe it. There's a part of you that's like, brace yourself. You want to get into a relationship that is fulfilling your wishes, but you're bracing yourself for the opposite. You believe, because of this long, hard journey of all the heartbreaks and all of that and all of the healing, deep down you believe there's going to be more of the same, rather than the reward this time. Interesting. Okay, so recent past, what's the recent past energy for crystals? The World. So cycles have been completing and new cycles beginning. So you do have a turnaround in energy, yet you're still expecting more of the same old crap. Interesting, right? So you've become a little bit wizened. Is that the right word? You've become a little bit beaten down by life and by relationships here, is what it feels like. But things have significantly changed in your recent past. You feel like a different person now, don't you? I don't know, you might have really empowered yourself now. You might have really got that self-love down pat. You might be feeling like a completely different person now. So take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, if I'm completely different, if I feel completely different in myself, I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I made previously. Sure, you might make some new mistakes, and in which case you're going to get new lessons, but you're not going to make those same mistakes again. So really this reading is saying, yes, it's taken you a long time to do that, but that's because you had a lot of lessons to learn, right, along the way. It could be, like I was saying, that you're just such a strong spirit that even though you had good advice about relationships, you didn't follow it because you wanted to do things a different way. Why did you want to do things a different way? Because those people that you had around you, perhaps parents and family, all the relationships that you saw, you were like, I don't want one like that. I don't want one of those controlling kind of relationships, or I don't want one of those imbalanced kind of relationships. So you decided to go with your heart. And with deciding to go with your heart, it's not that you went wrong, but it's like the universe says, okay, well, fair enough, crystals, you go with your heart, but then you're going to have to go through all of these lessons to deduce the good advice that was coming through anyway, but find that out for yourself so that you know how to have a better relationship. In other words, crystals, you're in for a much better relationship than your parents, than any of those people around you, because of this path that you decided to take. And it was the strength of your spirit that decided to take this gnarly path, this slow path to a much better relationship. And now it's giving you anxiety because you think it might be more of the same. Yeah. So what's coming in your near future? Near future for crystals. Near future energy for crystals. The Fool, a new journey, a whole new beginning. So jumping into that unknown, you're going to have to take a chance. You have to take a chance on a new relationship is what it feels like here. With the best of your ability to choose good for yourself. You think you're choosing good for yourself this time. You're like, oh God, what I did before. But now I think you're just going to have to get into something, right? Based on best knowledge of the lessons that you've been through. Now, what else? What else is this reading about? It's about the Nine of Cups, but what else is it about? It's about the Queen of Cups. It's you receiving this time. How beautiful. It's your time to receive this time. So I feel like this is what your lessons have been leading you to get into that place where you know that relationship should be about you. Yes, it should be about the other person too. So I think I'm talking to divine feminines here that have realized that they're important too, that it's not just about the husband, and they don't want to just get into a relationship to be the one that has to just support the husband, and it's all about them and what their wishes are, and that the wife is subservient. I think you've been learning how it is about you too and your wishes, and you getting into the energy and who you need to be to stand in that Empress energy so that you can receive this time, so it can be about you, so you feel okay about you taking up space in this relationship, about your wishes, about you being equal leader in this relationship. I think you're headed into an equal kind of a relationship here. What are your fears? What are your fears, crystals? Ace of Cups. So this is the falling in love card. So you're fearing falling in love and your brain going missing when you fall in love. You're fearing perhaps losing that empowerment or losing that self-love that you've worked so hard to get. Yeah, you're afraid that falling in love is going to make you stupid. Are you going to stay conscious this time? I mean, you want to enjoy the falling in love process, right? But not to let it blind you to red flags and stuff like that, right? Keep your wits about you. Also fearing the Queen of Wands here. Queen of Wands. It can be the other woman kind of an energy, this. You could be fearing someone else being in your person's life, cheating, that kind of thing, or backlash from exes. Knight of Swords. You're fearing the speed of this, of moving too quickly. Perhaps that's one of the experiences that you've had, is just going into a relationship based on your heart and then going in too fast, kind of thing. Perhaps you've been susceptible to narcissists and love bombing because you've been open-hearted, so you've been getting into a relationship fast, and you thought that they would get into a relationship with you fast because they were all open-hearted and trusting in the connection, but they weren't. It was a manipulation. They were love bombing you and ready to, just how narcissists work like that, the love bombing, sharing with you with all of these promises and this love and attention, and it being all about you, but then it isn't all about you. In the end, it's all about them. That it's like a grooming thing that they do, to get you always believing that you could get back to that point, to get their attention again when they actually remove their attention from you, and it's all about them. It's very manipulative. Promising you wild things, promising you what it is that you truly want, promising you all of this stuff, the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Right at the start of a relationship, too early to promise that kind of stuff, really, because you were so open-hearted, you were trusting, and you were like, this is it, I've met my person, and then it turns sour, as they always do. What are you hoping for? Death. So you're hoping for complete change here. Complete change. You're hoping for the just complete new circumstances, the death and the rebirth. So you're hoping that this is going to be completely different than before. Could also be Scorpionic energy as well. And the High Priestess, you're hoping that your intuition is right this time. And yeah, and you were using your intuition before, but I think it was more wishful thinking before, based on these energies rather than intuition. So you might be a little bit fearful about that as well, because you might have felt that your intuition worked against you in the past. So let's get your outcome cards out. Where is this headed? Sounds like very good. It sounds like you're in a really good place at the moment, in fact. Let's get your outcome cards out. I will be revealing these outcome cards in the deeper dive, of course, and getting other cards out from all of these decks along the back to give further clarity on all of this for you. Okay, outcome cards. That's your first one. Interesting. And oh, next I'm going to get 3 or 4 out depending. I like them to be a progression. Nice. And 4, definitely 4 on this one because I need to know what's coming next after that. Good. Oh no, you got 2 more out here as well. Wow. 6 cards, 6 outcome cards, but they tell a very good story here. So if you're interested in finding out what these are, this progression is, along with all of the other cards, sounds like this is your story, it could be a story, then you might want to get that deeper dive. I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It is 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you're not going to receive it. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that crystal. I wanted to say flower and then I wanted to say shell, not anything but crystal. Click on that crystal on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. When you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there, leave a comment as well, and click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there as well to hear more from me. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower and the Lightseers Tarot, this one's for you. Let's do your full Celtic Cross love spread and see what's going on in your love life at the moment and what's coming for you. As usual, flowers, there's going to be a deeper dive to this as an extended reading that goes with this. If you find that this is your story or could be your story, you might want to get that, because in that I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this Celtic Cross spread. I will also be pulling cards out from all of these love decks from back here as well to give you further clarity on all of this. And I don't know, anything that you need to know, or and a possible timing card as well for it all. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So what's this reading all about? It's about your justice. It's about balance coming into relationships at last. The Justice card is the 11 card, which can sometimes signify a twin flame union. It's about you feeling in a balanced state so that you can get a balanced relationship. Let's put it that way. What's hindering you here is a Tower. So you've had disruption, significant disruption in your life is what I'm getting here. Now, for some of you, that means some of you had your soulmate, forever person, but you might have lost them. You might be a widow or widower. It's something significant like that, someone that you really loved, it broke apart. It was something that you'd invested in and you thought it was your long term. Perhaps you broke up, perhaps you grew apart after a long time, or perhaps they passed away. Something very disruptive like that. Something that made you believe that you weren't going to get your wishes met. Now, this could be a significant Tower moment, like you really fell in love and then found out that they were a narcissist. It could be that, because that is it's a significant wound is what I'm getting from this. And they're the hardest, aren't they? The hardest to get over, the narcissists. Because you really believe that you found it, because the love bombing, it feels so good and it feels just like it's perfect, and then it's not. And it goes horribly wrong. For some of you, it's that. You guys, flowers, you've had something significant go on in your love life, which has given you a very strong belief that it can't happen for you. That what you're looking for can't happen for you because of a significant thing that impacted when things went wrong, impacted your life and your love life before. So there's a part of you that believes in your justice, that you deserve to be loved, and there's a part of you that believes that it's not going to happen because it didn't happen in this very significant time last time. Very much got the feeling, you know, when people have been with a soulmate and their soulmate's passed away, and it's like, well, we had 30 good years together, and now I don't even believe that I can have someone as good as that again. It could be that. for some of you. Let me know in the comments below. But for some of you, I don't know, I'm just getting this narcissist thing quite big as well. Some of you really fell hard for a narcissist and it all went totally wrong. Of course it will do. Anyway, how do things appear on the face of it? 4 flowers at the moment. How do things appear on the face of it, the flowers at the moment? Well, Page of Wands, you've got something exciting coming in. But 10 of Wands, it could appear to alleviate your burdens. So, exciting news coming in, and it feels like your burdens are over with now. So you might have someone perhaps with riches, someone wealthy coming into your life. It could be very exciting to you. So, yeah, and that could reveal your burdens. It feels, whatever you've been worried about in your life, housing or money and things like that. What else would you worry about? Anything that's felt like a burden to you, like you don't want to carry on your own shoulders. You appear to be attracting someone at the moment, Page of Wands, they've already got like a house. They've already got those riches. It feels like it's the answer to your problems. Watch out, you know, because that kind of an energy can be the narcissist. It can be that. It can be, yeah, if you're thinking that you've got something missing in your life and then you're like, wow, this person can solve all my problems, or not all your problems, but you know, they've got that thing that I'm missing out on. You could feel like it's a perfect fit when, no, it causes a power imbalance. They'll have power over you because they got what you don't got, you know. Could be a financial controlling situation you've got coming in, so just be wary of that. It's exciting to you, I get it, because it seems like it's going to reveal now, unload your burdens kind of thing, but could give you new burdens. A good relationship is 2 whole people coming together, not someone that's needy for something. You want a relationship, but you don't need a relationship. And it might be like, well, I could carry these burdens myself, but I don't want to. But still, you do want to carry those burdens by yourself until you have resolved them, until you've manifested them away. Otherwise, you're going to get in a power play in a relationship. Someone's going to have power over you. What's really behind that is Queen of Pentacles. So stability. So you need your stability. I think you've got someone coming in your life at the moment and you'll be like, wow, that's so exciting because they seem to have it all, or they've got the wealth and they've got this. This is saying really you're more stable than them. They could appear as being stable. It might be pretend wealth. There might be a massive amounts of debt and be portraying wealth. So they might have a house and a fancy car and stuff, but there might be a hell of a lot of debt for it. You're in a more stable position than them. Now, you might have experienced this before. That could be what the Tower moment was, is that you got into a relationship with a narcissist who was portraying all of this before. And it turns out you were the stable person emotionally and all of that. And they weren't. Of course, narcissists aren't stable emotionally at all. Tyrants. They can't control their emotions in the slightest, and it's all your fault, right? Don't take responsibility for a thing. So I think you might be getting into a very similar situation if you're the on that side of that narcissist kind of thing that's had that terrible experience in the past. Be careful. Be careful. Recent past energy for flowers. What's the recent past? The Empress. So you have been learning, getting into your Empress energy, which is the Queen of all Queens. So you've been getting your spiritual lessons and all of that. You've learned how to be open. You've learned how to take your power. You've learned how to say no and cut things out and have boundaries. And what's the other one? Your stability, of course. There you are. Your stability. So you've been getting into that Empress energy. Good for you. Good for you. So the Empress, she knows what she deserves and all of that. This is great. So it feels to me like you have been, getting into that divine, feminine kind of an energy. Believing that you've got there as well. I think maybe if that's true, right, and you're well on the way to that, then this could be a final task kind of thing. Well, do you want another narcissist? I say if that's true because these burdens here, if you've still got burdens, you're not fully in the Empress energy yet. There could be varying levels of this. meaning it doesn't have to be that you're completely like financially strapped and then bringing someone wealthy into your life. It might just be very subtle, as in I'm attracted to them because I'm not completely self-assured of my own prosperity and abundance. It could be something like that. Anyway, the Justice card is here. It's all about balance. You guys, you need to be asking yourself, okay, let's put it this way. You know how I said two whole people coming into a relationship, they can have a good relationship with each other. Let's put it another way. Two balanced people are balanced by themselves. They come into a relationship. They don't need to balance each other out. They're already balanced and they have that balance together. Two imbalanced people come together and the opposites, right? That's when opposites attract. Before we've fully learned, got into our divine energy, to become whole and all of that, we are imbalanced, and that's when opposites attract. What you want is someone who's stable, right? If you're in this stable energy, you want someone stable. If you're the Empress, you want the Emperor. If you're imbalanced, it's not the time to get into a relationship, because you're going to attract an opposite, someone that's imbalanced in the opposite kind of a way, and that's going to be hard. That's going to be a lesson. So this reading is all about finding that balance in yourself and seeing that and being very cognizant, very wary in a way of whoever you're attracting towards you, because whoever you're attracting towards you, you should be asking yourself, how are they the opposite imbalance to the way that I'm imbalanced, and really pay attention to that. They don't have to be. It could be that you're fully balanced, but I don't know. You've been attracted to this reading, so something in this. It's worth being curious about anyway, right? It's a good question for us all to ask. Am I being attracted to someone that's equally as unbalanced as I am, but in the other direction? What is it about them that I'm attracted to? Am I still imbalanced? What have you got coming in the near future? Four of Pentacles, having to hold your energy back, so slowing things right down and holding your energy back from somebody. King of Pentacles, that's the match with that stability, and the Five of Pentacles, right? So this is holding yourself back because you're realizing that you're being left out of that they're not as stable as you thought. Yeah. So I think you guys, you've got your eye on someone at the moment. You're attracted to someone, Page of Wands, and there is an imbalance in it, and and you're like, wow, this person is great, they've got this, they've got that, but you'll realize, if you're very aware, like I'm telling you to be now, that they're not the King of Pentacles. You're left out of that energy. You'll miss out on this, so you hold your energy back. You'll miss out on this because you'll say no to this, because you'll realize that they are not showing me that stability that I think that they have. I think this could be around finances for some of you, or it could be about emotional stability as well. But it just feels to me like some of you are getting attracted to someone who you think will balance it up, but they really won't. And they really won't. Quite the opposite. Okay, so it's going to be revealed to you that this person isn't for you. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully you pick up on that sooner rather than later. The signs are always there. Even if it's a narcissist that's love bombing you, that is a sign in itself. Like I said, narcissists, right, they'll love bomb. And if you have been like too open-hearted, naively open-hearted, not discerning in relationships, you'll just be like, whoa, I've got feelings for someone, that this must mean that they are going to go all in. And you will allow yourself to get into relationships stupid fast. You're going to fall for a narcissist who's love bombing, right? Because they're doing it stupid fast too, but they're doing it to manipulate you. They choose people like you. They choose people like that will be all open-hearted and straight. And they're the ones that they can manipulate in that way. So watch out. Watch out. Okay, what else is this reading about? It's about justice. It's about balance. It's about you guys getting into balance so that you're not susceptible to this. It's also about waiting and tempering yourself. The fiery passion, right? So you guys, you could have fire in your charts, and the passion could be drawing you into these relationships and getting in too fast, that kind of thing. And you really need to temper yourself now. feel the connection, feel that passion for them, all of that, feel that sexual energy between you and all of that, but then temper that and go, well, it's not enough for a relationship. It's a good start, yes, but it's not enough for a relationship, so I need to hold back. I need to hold myself back from that to make sure that this is going to be balanced too. Because all of us can get into a relationship. We could get into a relationship today, in the next 5 minutes, with just anyone for that sexual kind of chemistry. Of course we can, but we want a hell of a lot more than that with a relationship. So you've been getting to this empress status, right? So you need to approach relationships differently and not go off that passion, that feeling at the start of it. What are your fears, flowers? What are your fears? Flowers are fears. What are flowers fearing? Hearing. Flowers? Pain. So you're quite afraid of the pain. And I get it. Like, this is significant. For the tower to be crossing you there, that's what's holding you back. You guys have been through something gnarly. Something that really disrupted you. Really knocked you for six. It was hard to pick up the pieces of yourself after it. You've been through something really hard. Someone you fell for, and it went horribly wrong. So of course you're going to be fearing the pain again. Fearing that you felt it more than others. Like, heartbreak is never fun, but you really got in strong with someone. You really fell for someone, didn't you, in the past? And it was hard. So you're going to feel that more than most, the fear of this pain again. It's that I'm not sure I can love again because of this pain that I've been through. Because you really went for it in a relationship, didn't you? Nine of Pentacles, you're fearing being alone. Some of you are fearing having your boundaries so high, or having raised your vibration so high, your boundaries so high that you're just going to be alone and no one's ever going to reach that. So some of you could be very close to settling for something less than you want. Don't do it. Put it this way. Look at it from the universal perspective. If you exist, your counterpart exists. Why would the universe think of it like species, right? All the different animals. Why would the universe create a species and then not have a partner there for them to procreate with? It wouldn't. So why would they put one of you on the planet and not your counterpart, not someone that is not just to procreate with, but someone to be with, a mate, someone that's like your energy? There will always be that balance, the justice. It will always be there. If you exist, they exist. If you exist, someone like you exists too. They could be going through these similar kind of trials as well, with the heartbreak and stuff. So you're afraid you'll be single forever, huh? What are your hopes? What are your hopes? You're hoping for an inspired start, something that makes sense to you in your mind, something that appeals to you perhaps on an intellectual level as well as the heart level too. So you're looking for a mind connection, someone that you can have great conversations with and all of that. Hoping for someone that's going to have patience to grow something. So they're going to be patient with you, but they're also going to be putting effort in, patient with themselves as well. So some of you guys, you might have been in relationship with someone that is extremely impatient of any kind of delays or any kind of a negative thing that happened to them. So as soon as there's a problem, they could blow up at you in relationship and going that it's not okay for something not to go well. So you're hoping for someone that's got patience to wait things out, someone that's going to be in it for the long term, and someone that you've got a mind connection, someone that you're on the same page with, so you can really start something much more with them. Let's get another hope out. Five of Swords. So chaos and conflict. I feel like it's the end of chaos and conflict. You've been very conflicted in yourself. There's this urge to be in a relationship, but then there's this terrible fear of being in a relationship as well. And it feels like you want the end of this now. There's definite, you're hoping for self-mastery here, of this, of the chaos and conflict that's going on within you. it's almost like I really want to be in a relationship, but I really don't want to at the same time. It's like I really love men, but I really hate them at the same time. You've got healing to do here. Still healing. Well, let's get some outcome cards out here. For you, flowers, outcomes. Okay. There's your first card. I'm going to get a progression here. Wow. 1, 2, 3. All out at once. Okay. One more. I've got 4 outcome cards there. Right. Okay, we'll leave it there. So, interesting progression there. If you're interested in finding out what these cards are for your outcome, it will be in that deeper dive. I'll also be getting cards out from these love decks as well, with a possible timing card out too. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you're not going to receive it. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that flower on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it should do. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there, leave a comment, and click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there as well to hear more from me. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell and the Muse Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's do your full Celtic Cross love spread shells. As usual, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That is an extended reading that goes with this. So if you find that it is your story, it could be a story, you might want to get that. In that, I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from your Celtic Cross spread. I will also be getting cards out from these love decks that are back here on the shelves as well, to go deeper into your story and give you some advice and all of that, with a possible timing card if that is applicable. And so if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. So what's this reading all about? Oh, you got 2 kings here. You got the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Oh, how interesting. So, 2 potentials, huh? This is the kings to me as a reader. They're always other people. So you've got 2 people to choose from. One of them is very stable, perhaps financially. They could be successful. One of them is more of a thinking kind of person. They could be creative. They could be, they could kind of excite you with possibilities. You might have a strong mind connection, feel like you're on the same page as them. You could have really interesting conversations with them. They've got this stable one as well. They might appear a little bit more boring, a little bit more slow. I would say this one would be a bit more exciting. But the 2 kings is good. So you've got the option of 2 people here. Interesting. Perhaps 2 people have caught your eye. You've got 2 people in your life at the moment. One of them could be an ex as well. We'll see as we get into that. But the option of 2. Okay. We've got Mr. Materials and Mr. Swords. Mr. Pentacles and Mr. Swords there. Of course, it could be Mrs. as well. Okay, so what is crossing you in this? What is hindering you at the moment, shells, with this? Oh, it's the choice. I don't know which one to choose. They both got something going for them, huh? 2 of Materials, weighing up your options. I don't know which one to choose. Well, it's not the 2 of Swords, but you're weighing up your options at the moment. This one or that one, this one or that one. Choice. How do things appear on the face of it? Ace of Materials, both. Could be a big offer. It could be the start of something. You're planting these seeds. You're maybe planting both seeds at the moment for it to grow into something really big. You can see potential in both of them, can't you? Oh, which is the best option? Hopefully we'll find out during this reading. But you see the potential, big potential in both of them as well. You can imagine being in a long-term relationship with both of them. You can see that both could grow into something a lot more. Yeah, this is the kind of reading where it's like, I've met two people. I can imagine a life with both of them. I'm not sure which is better for me. Is it better to have this like intellectual connection with someone, or that stability kind of connection with someone? What's really behind that Ace of Material? So you can see it growing into something big. Ten of Voices. Painful endings. That's what I was thinking. You know why? Because from that, the King of Pentacles. Have you noticed I was getting more information about that King of Swords than I was the King of Pentacles? The King of Pentacles, all I was getting was the stable, perhaps a bit boring. You know, the safe option. They're the safe option. Now, Ten of Voices indicates that you've been through a lot of pain and you might be very susceptible to choosing that safe option. What was I getting on the King of Swords? I was getting, on the same page. You've got an intellectual connection there. They could be very creative. It could be inspiring to you to connect with this person. They're bringing new ideas out of you, that kind of thing. It's an interesting connection. There's something in it. Whereas the Muse of Materials there, the King of Pentacles, safe option. I'm just getting safe options. So you've got a safe option around you. Could be tempting because of past pain. Recent past. What's your recent past energies, Shells? Shells, recent past energy. The Wheel of Fortune. Things are getting moving now. Okay. So, the Wheel of Fortune is constantly turning, but sometimes it feels like it's not. Like there's nothing happening. So, you went through a dry patch where there's nothing happening. Just like buses. You wait for the bus, you wait for the bus, you wait for the bus. Two come along at once, right? Let me know in the comments below if this is right for you, because that's what it feels like. Is you're waiting. Then things get moving and two come along at once. How confusing. What's your near future? Near future energies is Nine of Emotions. Nine of Emotions, your wish is fulfilled. Nine of Voices. Both are nines, which is good. 9 is the movement toward the 10, the completion of something, the end of something, or what. It doesn't need to be the end of something. The 10, it could be completion, like the 10 of Pentacles. The happily ever after. So the 9, your heart's wishes, but the 9 of Voices is about headed toward the pain. So one of them is headed toward pain. What I'm getting from this is, as you're choosing between these two, your ego mind could be getting these two mixed up, which the ego mind does. The ego mind could be telling you it could have your happily ever after with that stable one, but that's the one that's actually going to cause the pain. And the one that your ego mind says, oh God, they're so flighty, they're just like this creative type, they've got a lot of ideas, but they've got made no stability from that, and they're not the person. It's like that voice of your mother in your head, like, don't go out with that person. They're the one that's actually going to give you your wish fulfillment. So your ego mind is getting them mixed up at the moment. This is why you're having to choose and balance things up. Really take your time with this decision between these two. In fact, it might not be either of them, but it's certainly the King of Voices is the best one for you, according to these energies. That'd be your wish fulfillment. But your ego, your fear, your fearful mind will be saying, go for the stable one. Your mum will be saying that too, go for the stable one. Your mum's voice in your head will be saying, go for the stable one. Because King of Swords is just going to cause you trouble. No, stable ones cause you more trouble in the end. For sure. So what is this reading also about? Well, it's about these two kings. What else? What else is this reading about? Your intuition. Okay, High Priestess. Right, so what is the confusion here? You get to choose between two. What's the big deal? Well, why? Why, after a long break, does the Wheel of Fortune, which is the universe, bring two people? Why doesn't it just bring the right one for me? Why does it bring me two? Well, so you have to choose. So you have to choose. Like I said, it could be neither of these, because they've both got something going for them. That's why this decision is hard for you. You wouldn't be considering the King of Pentacles if the King of Swords was the Emperor. If he also had the King of Pentacles, if it was all kings wrapped up in one, you wouldn't be considering the stable option as well. Because there'd be everything, right? The King of Swords would be everything. You would have that stability already. There's something very important about you having to not just use your intuition, but to use your mind. Not your fearful ego mind, but your decisiveness, your, what's the word I'm looking for? The choosing, discernment, your discernment to choose what's best for you. It's time that the universe, you didn't just trust the universe to bring you one person, you just go with that person. It's time for you to choose specifically what it is that you want. Yes, using your intuition, but not just your intuition, because sometimes that can lead to fanciful thinking. Sometimes it's fanciful thinking, it's not intuition, I mean. What are your fears? What are your fears? So you've come to this reading about this choice, right? And you want confirmation of what your intuition was telling you. Was your intuition telling you to choose the King of Swords? You're fearing putting effort in, waiting, planting seeds. Let me try and get this idea out properly. Ace of Materials on the face of it. You know that you plant these seeds and you nurture them. You can see that you could have a happily ever after with each of them. That it could grow to something really big. Well, maybe not happily ever after, but it could grow to be something significant. Both of them could be a significant relationship. You're not just manifesting willy-nilly kind of things, short-term things. Both of these could be a long-term thing. You know that. This card that you're fearing, well, you're not fearing the card. Ooh, Seven of Materials, scary. Seven of Materials is about planting seeds and nurturing them and putting effort in all for now kind of thing. That's what you're fearing is, well, if I invest in this one or that one, what if I choose wrong? What if I've invested in the wrong one? So you're fearful of the choice of, but it's more about the choice and then investing in that choice and then it being wrong. Four of Emotions, you're fearful of being disappointed. Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, I think that both of these are going to disappoint you. I don't think either of them are the Emperor. I don't think either of them are everything. But there could be a long-ish term relationship that's worth having as well. What are your hopes? Hopes. What are Charles' hopes? Another one, oh my god. How many do you want? You got another king out here, here's the King of Wands. You're hoping for the King of Wands, fiery passion. Someone that's like entrepreneur, go-getter. You've got your options open at the moment, right? You don't have them coming in at the moment, but there you go, that's what you want. Well, you want the king. If you want the King of Wands, you want the King of Wands. Perhaps you want the Emperor. Perhaps you want like someone that's like both of them rolled together with the King of Wands. Yeah, you do. You want everything, don't you? You want the fiery, passionate side, a go-getter. You want intellectual connection and all of that. Yes, that creativity that King of Swords has got going, and you want the stability too. You want them to be all. What else are you hoping for? The Ace of Voices. Like there's a clarity in this to say yes. You're hoping for clarity to know like which one to choose and how to head forward with. Just start it. It's like clarity of thought and the wisdom to choose, and so that you can set forward on this path. So very, very much in indecision at the moment. You're hoping for that clarity. But you know, that King of Wands, you're hoping for the King of Wands, that just shows that you haven't got in front of you what it is that you want yet. It's not exactly right for you. Don't settle. Don't settle for less than you want. Especially if you're embodying all of these things, you know, yourself. Well, let's get the outcome cards out. I'll be revealing these outcome cards in your deeper dive. That's your first outcome card. In the deeper dive, of course, along with the all of these cards out here as well. What's that? Choice to make. Okay. And then, oh, I like it. and just one more, just to get some bit more clarity on that last card that came out. Yes, okay, very good. I like this. So you've got 5 cards out here for your outcome. Quite a progression going on here. Yes, you need to know about these for sure. Well, if you want to know what they are, then you can see what they are with that read that goes with that, along with a lot more guidance as well in that deeper dive. So if you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you're not going to receive it. Now, the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder, so check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that shell on a device where you can open PDFs. And in that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. And when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it should. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there and leave a comment and click on that subscribe button with that notification bell to hear more from me. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly.